Hello and welcome to the Scundered podcast. This is the first one. It's probably a test run, but if it goes well, you will hear it. I fucked that right up, didn't I?
No, you actually did alright.
Yeah.
Is that all right, or does that not sound a bit corporate?
Does you need to bring your little Matt razzle
Fucking
dazzle
bastard.
to
Right,
it?
hold on. Clap for me, Shan. Hey! Hello and welcome to the Scundered podcast. My name's Matt. I'm going to host this one tonight, and we've got Brian and Shannon with us. Give us a wave. If you're listening as a podcast, should be listening. Two gimps just waved at you there. I just want to give a brief overview of what this Scundered podcast is in its first inception. It'll probably morph along the way. But the Scundered podcast is basically the three of us are now based in England. We are very much from Northern Ireland. And we have very much got similar experiences, but also very totally different experiences. And we want to share that with people. That pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? There's not overly much more to that, is there?
Can't argue with that.
What do you think?
Can't argue that either. No.
There you go.
No.
There you go.
Good. Very good.
First of all, I'm going to start things off by doing some Q&A to get to know you guys. Like, obviously, I know yous, but these boys don't. So, first, Brian.
Hello.
Hello. Do you want to tell us a bit about yourself before I get into Q&A? What are you into? What do you like?
Well, my name's Brian. I am from Randallstown in County Antrim. Flying the flag for culties everywhere.
Everywhere.
And anyone who
Randallstown?
gets the horn off the smell of red diesel. I'm basically. Well, I think the first thing you got to remember is I'm a wee bit older than you guys. So what? I'm 37 now. So I've been away a lot longer.
Yeah.
So when
27.
did you? Oh, you're 27, right? When did you move over here, and what actually brought you to making that decision to move over to England?
Well, I've been around a wee bit. So when did I?
Around a bit.
You slag.
You
Slag. So what? I left Ireland just after I finished my A levels, so that would have been 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Sister, who is 10 years older than me, she was living in London at the time. She had a pub in London, and at the time I wasn't going to uni. Didn't really know what I was doing, so I basically went over and I worked for her in her pub in London for a good while, and then I ended up in Australia.
That's not England, mate. That's a big divert.
No,
over that road.
That is going the long way around to get
around for a shortcut, aye.
No, but yeah, basically ended up in Australia in Sydney. Did a bit of traveling while I was there. I had big intentions when I went out, and then kind of just ended up on the piss for a year. And
I was gonna say the drink must have been.
Didn't do as much traveling as I should have done. But you know, you're 19, you don't really realize it, do you? But and again, I was just working in Irish bars, worked in an Irish club, all kinds of things.
I was just there, were you?
Basically living the stereotype in Sydney, and then that's when I ended up back in Manchester in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up here to go to uni.
What'd you study?
So I did like a media degree.
Nice one.
Nice, vague.
Yeah, that's just. There you go. I did some degree in media, and that's all you're getting from me today.
Yeah, but no. So I was here. This is actually my second time living in Manchester. So I was here from 2003 till towards the end of 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So stayed on after uni, and then I was in London again. So went back down the road to London,
and then
ended up back in Manchester in 2016. So I think I've been in Manchester for a total of 11 years now.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Long time.
There you go.
Yeah. So probably 11 years in Manchester, 6 odd years in London. So.
And you like?
Did you prefer Manchester or London?
I've Manchester, definitely.
I was gonna say, if he says London, I'm just gonna block him. Get rid of him.
That's
Take
it.
it easy.
Kick him out.
Block.
Get him
All
off.
the best.
Red flag.
Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with London, like, but if we're all here being in it together doing Manchester stuff, and you're all like, "Oh, London's well
London's
better, boys."
Yeah. No. So been around. Yeah.
Nice
Been
one.
around. Done the thing. Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Shannon, what's your crack? What's your story? What's your beef?
My beef, right? So I actually was born in England. I
Jesus.
grew up in.
We've got the wrong person for this podcast.
I grew up in County Durham, which is technically, I mean, if you said that to them, they wouldn't say they're Geordie, like, but kind of Geordie accent.
Mate, you're gonna get some slack from saying stuff
I know.
like this.
No, like literally, imagine no one in Durham associates as being a Geordie. So, but if you listen to their accent, it's like, "Why am I now? It's Geordie."
That was awful, by the way.
That was bad. My mum still sounds like that. So like, when I ring her, she's like, "Do you know
Is
what I
she
mean?"
not gonna rip the piss out of you for like taking the piss out of her now? Because you technically just took the piss out of your own ma.
I do it all the time, anyway. She's used to it.
That's
But
alright. Right, so you're in Durham.
so I'm in Durham,
the life.
11 years old, stunning, not really. And then moved to Ireland. So my daddy's Irish. Moved to a wee town called Oma.
You were waiting there for someone to big that up there. You were like,
I know,
someone go, "Oh, hey!"
Everyone's heard of Oma, like.
I'll give you some claps there. Hold on. There you go. You can have some claps.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So yeah, I was 11, moved to Oma. Pretty much spent. Is that not? It's not really adult, is it? I'm still a kid.
Tween.
Your dad's from Oma though, is he?
Aye, he's
Yeah.
from a wee place called Cannondale.
How did you
Yeah.
find being? I'm not gonna say English, but like
So-
you had an accent.
I am English, so I actually had a full Geordie accent going over.
The beat it out of you, did they?
They did beat it out. I got beat up every day, actually.
They were like, "We're not having this."
I got
Not in
the
our
head
schools in the
clean
90s.
bit off
No
me every
chance. These
Yeah,
English
so-
coming over here with their dirty accents. That's what they're like, isn't it?
Exactly. That's exactly. And what made it worse was I am Catholic, so I had to live in a
I
Catholic
was
area.
a Catholic, as if she's
I
like
am, sorry,
reformed
I
into
am
like
Catholic.
something else.
I'm going to heaven, but yeah, as you can imagine, I had to live in a Catholic area with a British accent, so you can figure out how that went down anyway.
I picture that. What, mid-90s?
Pint of sick.
Or no, early 2000s?
I don't even know when. I'm 27 now.
Must have been early 2000s then.
Well, what are you born, Shannon? You were born like 92 or something, weren't you? So,
92.
Aye, early 2000 then.
Right,
There's
early
quick
2000s.
Early
maths.
2000.
Quick
so yeah,
maths,
it
boys.
was no, it was fucked, to be honest. And then I actually believed that when I was moving over, I was going to be taught by nuns. I genuinely thought
Naive,
that was a
mate.
thing.
Naive.
So naive, and everyone was like, when I was
Did you
leaving,
picture the
everyone was like,
rulers?
"God
No one to
bless you."
smack you with the rulers and stuff? Was that
Yeah.
what you were picturing? Yeah. You're like
I was. That's
Angela's
exactly,
ashes or something?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I thought, I fucked it now.
it
That's
does
it.
happen though.
It does
It
happen.
did, but
Like it's
I think
Not
it was
in
a bit earlier.
2002.
no, but there's still this. Well, I mean, I was taught by brothers.
What,
like
like
my
brothers or like
brothers.
brothers? Because that's cool as fuck.
Yeah. No, my brother was taught by priests, and like my sisters, they were taught by nuns.
Yeah,
I'll
so
be
that's what
better
I thought
sentence
I
if you
was going
said-
to begin.
If you said your brother was taught by brothers,
My brother was taught by.
that'd be like brothers cubed or
Brothers.
whatever, or squared or whatever the fuck it is.
But then the boys' grammar school was called The Brothers, so I wonder.
Hold on, back it up. Did you go to a boys' grammar school?
No, I did not. I went to an integrated school because I couldn't go to the Catholic school.
So did I.
Because shock horror, I was bullied.
I wonder why.
So I had to leave. And go
Get
to
out of that.
the old integrated school, which I absolutely fucking loved. It was amazing. It was in the old. It was called TNF, which is the Tremona from Anna Mental Hospital.
Oh, here
And
we
that was
go.
where I went to school.
Doesn't surprise me that.
This is a full podcast, by the way. This whole story that you're going to go through will have to be talked about. In
I
depth.
wasn't on the top floor. I went to the school. I wasn't in the institution. Believe it or not.
I love how she didn't give any context to that. I wasn't on the top floor. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, you're gonna have to expand that a wee bit there, Shan.
So basically, I think the top floor. So there was like our school literally looked like Hogwarts. And if you're from Oma, like it was an unreal building, but it was so old. The old padded cells, for example, were like obviously ripped out.
It's
and
not
then
a sentence you hear about a school. No way.
They put desks in there, so then when you're in sixth form, you had your own wee room, and you had a wee sofa, like a wee study room, but
In-
everyone just shagged in them. Basically, I didn't because I was an angel, but
Well, hang on. You had your
In
own
sixth
individual
form.
wee room.
no. So you shared with like
That's
2 other
prison.
people.
Right. Okay. Got you. Okay.
That sounded
But it
like
was a wee
prison.
tiny room, so it was just your wee room. You had, I'm sure there was keys and stuff, so like the 3 of you could have like a key each to get
This
in and
is
keep your stuff
fucking
in there.
dodgy. This is so dodgy.
And then there was parts of the school that were like off limits, but like you could like break into them and stuff, and like it was 100% haunted. Like the water used to run black sometimes. I used to
Are
hate
you
going to
sure you're not mixing this up with the actual movie Harry Potter? Because like,
No.
oh,
Did
we
the
weren't
water
on the
run
top
black in
floor.
Harry
It was
Potter? No.
forbidden. I don't know, but it sounds like something that would happen in Harry Potter, doesn't it?
I just
There
remember
was
being in the
snakes
toilet.
coming out of taps, wasn't
I
there?
was gonna say there was a big fucking
No,
snake.
there was no snakes. No, there was
Do you
just.
remember
black
that woman
No, 'cause
who was in
Patrick got
the
rid of them
dream?
all. That's-
I'll Patrick
Exactly.
did.
Yeah.
Big up Paddy.
All he wanted to be was in a reptile-free environment, and he did it.
And he got rid of the
He
snake.
did.
Yeah.
Do you know
However,
what I mean?
I'm sure there's still a couple
If
of
there's going to be
snakes
some boy
cunts out there.
saying, I want to do this, and he does it, I admire him. I don't give a fuck what it is. As long as it's not murder or something, but you know what? I'm not quite fond of snakes.
Stuck to his guns, didn't he?
Get rid of them
did.
wee bastards. Anyway,
He did.
so
and he
Shannon,
did.
you went to this mental institute as a child.
And then there was a one patient called the sheriff that we used to tease to chase us, so that you go up and say something to him to trigger him, and then he'd
Go
run
on,
after
give
you.
us an example. What would you say to him?
Show your willy or something, or
Jesus Christ.
something.
That boy could be on a live
and then,
register now for you fucking
and then
asking him
he'd
to do that.
chase you.
So how old was the sheriff?
Sheriff is old, like
I'm picturing ancient, like.
he's pushing. How old I'd have been? I'd have been about 15 when I had the kahunas to go up and say that to him.
Mate, she's gonna say he was about 30 or something, isn't she?
No, he was in his 60s, I'd say.
All right.
50s, 60s. But I don't know why he was allowed out.
Oh, this is it. Was he just wandering around your school?
Yeah, he was wandering about outside. So when it
I
was
am
hot
getting
and
the
stuff,
word nonce. This is ridiculous. That's
maybe he
not
was
normal.
chasing me because I was a girl and he didn't like that.
Oh yeah, the
And I was
only
old.
girl at this boys' grammar school you mentioned.
No, it was an integrated school. It wasn't just boys.
Do you know why he's called the
Then-
sheriff?
Why was he not
I
called the
actually
sheriff?
don't. And I used to just I used to keep away from him at the beginning, and then when you're in a group of kids and you're like, wait, show us your dick, or like,
I don't think me and Brian have ever did that. Like we've never
okay.
went.
So yeah, we used to torment him, and not torment him, like that sounds really bad, but rattle his cage a wee
no,
bit
that
so he
does
gives us
sound
a
like
wee
you
chase.
tormented this poor old pensioner. Sounds
He
like
loved
you were.
it.
Oh, I did.
Are you still in touch with him?
Made his day.
She's gonna say he's dead.
Yeah,
or
we Zoom call quite regularly.
right. Anyway,
every
right.
Sunday we
That
have
was
a
your
wee-
school. How did you get over here?
Aye, okay. I then, when I was 18, decided that I wanted to come to England.
What
I
did your
got
man and dad
into
say about that? Get out.
Nah, my dad, well, I found out later when I did move that he thought I'd last 6 months and I'd move home.
Oh, I got the same.
But here I
My
am.
man was like, "Your room's still
So-
there." What the fuck is it? It might be, but I'm not.
Oh, well, mine. So that's grand. So my dad, obviously I moved to Liverpool, went to John Moores University,
What'd you study?
was there
Media.
IT and multimedia. Fuck, can't even say it. IT and multimedia computing,
So another media
which is
degree
like
here. Mint.
Nice.
software engineering, actually.
Well, I heard the word media there,
Really
so
smart.
slide on.
So I did 4 years. Fuck off. I choked on my own slapper.
Why did you do so 4 years? What was the crack there? Did you have to like repeat a year or what? Or are we just like?
You call me thick?
No, I mean like they're normally 3 years, aren't they?
But I did a sandwich degree, so I did a year in industry. So 2 years, then a year I worked in Aldehill Children's
nice.
Hospital for a year.
Oh, right.
as a IT project specialist.
That sounds like.
Smart for me, I know.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say big up you there,
Very
but
good. Thank you
you
very
took the words
much.
out of my mouth. Right, so
Thank
then
you.
you've done your degree.
How'd you do,
Yeah.
Shannon?
How did you get on at it?
First class, boys.
Hey,
First
What did you
class.
get, Brian?
I got a classic 2-2.
Standard.
Nice
Do
one.
you know what that means?
Desmond.
That means you had a fucking cracking time. You got smashed more than you should have.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
I learned I could nap a lot during the day. Like, I didn't even know I could do that.
Oh, napping through the day was my favourite course in uni. Oh, hold on, I have an assignment here. Just have a wee nap here, see what the crack is, and then get up and you're like, oh shit, I have to hand an assignment in tomorrow. 3 o'clock in the morning.
Classic.
You're still
3 o'clock.
Classic.
Yeah.
So then you
I'll be
did
on
your
3 o'clock lecture. Fuck,
you
I'll
did
have a
your
wee nap just.
you did your wee degree, right? Your wee
Yeah,
degree.
did my wee
Wee
degree.
degree.
And then so
Met a fella.
met
as
a
you do.
fella, as you
Met
do.
a fella.
Yep.
Which I'm no longer with, thank fuck. But anyway, that's another story.
Cunt.
Moved to fucking, thank you, Brian. Moved to Horwich, as you.
Horwich.
What did you call it? Horwich.
I just can't speak it, mate. I just can't speak the words. I can't say
Horwich,
'em.
which is technically Bolton, which.
Bolton.
How can I say this politely?
You can't. You just
It was
have to speak your mind.
I hated every fucking minute of it, I'll be honest.
I was expecting somewhat nice. That's a fucking shithole, that is.
It was a fucking like Bolton is a shithole, but where I lived in Horwich was quite nice. But I fucking hated living there. It was so boring.
You better pray that no one from Bolton listens to this because they're gonna cut your eyes off. Like
That's grand. I mean, I still
Leave
chat
it
to
inbred
them,
up
so
right,
I'm
and
not saying
you're
the
next,
people
Brian.
were
They're gonna get
bad.
you as well, mate.
I mean, I know
I'm
I'm
not
really
saying
talking
them.
being from Antrim, so well, Randallstown.
Randallstown.
Yeah.
No, but I actually still talk to some of the people from down there, so I don't hate the people.
Down
just
there,
the
is it not
areas.
up? Is Bolton not up?
I don't know. You're
It is
asking
up
the
high.
wrong person.
Well,
Up and
there you go.
Oh, I
across.
was gonna.
Aye, over that road.
Aye.
I was gonna say something there, but I can't.
No, you cannot.
Can you imagine what I was gonna say?
No,
Why
I
is
could.
it saying thank you for
Don't worry
choosing?
about that. Don't worry about that. I've sorted him. I've got him out of the fucking road with more time. I don't know what.
Okay.
Shannon, you look like you were genuinely worried that I was like, oh God, I've just spoke about myself and my life and I've only got 2 minutes left. What am I going to do? Don't worry
No,
about
I was gonna say something inappropriate that probably would get us fired.
it. You can type it in the side. Don't
doesn't
even,
matter.
it'll come up.
Thing's gone. The thing's gone anyway. But anyway, where was I? I forgot because something.
So you've
popped
been
up on the
living in
screen there
Horwich and now you're
distracted
over
me.
here. And now you're living in Manchester.
Oh yeah, then. Yeah, lived in Horwich. Then me and him broke up, and I moved to Manchester about a year and a half ago.
I'd say, yeah, year and a half now.
But I came into Manchester quite a lot anyway, so I knew I liked it. So then when we broke up, I was like, get me the fuck out of here immediately. Literally the next day, I'd already got a flat
Efficient,
here.
that?
And
It's
then
efficient.
And then moved here and never looked back. Now I'm 27.
That's
single,
like the start of a
no
Disney,
cats.
modern Disney movie.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Thanks for that,
And
Shannon.
you?
Huh?
Tell us a bit about you.
Yeah, tell us about you, Matt.
So I'm
Why are you here? You
just
scumbag.
fuck all else to do. That's why. Next. No, my name's.
Deported.
I fucking. I'm dodging the brew. No. Yeah. So my name's Matt. A lot of people back home know me as Adam. So just in case they're watching or listening, going, what the fuck is Adam doing on this? Call himself Matt. It's Matt now. So get wet, right? Knock it on the head, right? Anyway. Yeah, I'm from Craigavon. There you go. Anyone gonna give some cheers? No.
Big up, Craigavon.
Thank you. The city that never was,
clap.
some would say. It's got a good hospital.
Is it a city?
Oh, mate, I'll send you the documentary, mate. It was based on Milton Keynes. We're not getting into that, mate. We're not getting into that.
Your own death warrant, that. Jesus.
Do you know a city that doesn't just have roundabouts? It's also got a rectangular about. No, Craigavon does.
Never.
Next question. Yes. So, yes. What question do you want to ask me, Sean? That's me from Craigavon.
So, when did you move to England? What made you move over here?
Right. So I was. How much do I go into? I'm not going to go into as much as Shannon because I'm not going into schools and stuff like that.
I
and the
go off
fucking
on
thing.
tangents. I apologise.
So
But, I mean, you can't really skip out a mental hospital. That's the thing.
yeah, that's what I mean. You
crack.
can't. Like mine's nothing like that. I was going with this girl back home for donkeys.
Schleg.
Schleg.
Was your concern?
And nah, she won a slag. And she was in uni in Queens, and the only choice I'd put in for were Manchester or Liverpool.
Yeah.
So when it came to it, I was like, I can't really go. You know what I mean? You're in the you're young, you're in a relationship, you don't
You're in
go,
love.
and then you get to about 3 years through it, and you're like, fucking should have went. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, this time I worked in HMV. Thought it was the dog's bollocks. Didn't want to do anything else with my life. I thought, this is it. Listen to CDs and wind old grannies up on Saturdays is the best thing ever.
Did you get decent staff discount?
30%, mate.
It's not to be sniffed at.
That was a queer job back in the day, mate. I had a box in HMV of stuff that I was going to buy on my payday, and then once that was bought, I was like living with my ma going, I have no money, mum. I've fucked this. So that was the crack there. So I walked into work one day, but told I was made redundant. I could seen it coming a mile off.
Shite.
I didn't take it well because I kind of like threw all my eggs in that basket. So like I wanted to be like a manager, stuff like that, and all that kind of shit. And then whenever I spoke about it to people, they were like, "So it's just a job," but like I was crushed. So my brother who lives over here was like, "Come on over for the weekend. Sure, we'll go out and have some beers and take your mind off it." So took a wee Adidas bag about the bag over with me. Threw some CVs in on the Saturday or on the Friday. Sorry. Oh, no, sorry, I tell a lie. He threw some CVs in for me on the Friday, and then on the Friday evening, I got phoned for an interview, and I was like, oh, fuck, I may as well go. So, went to the Saturday interview, and as I was getting on the 256 to his, out that road, I got a phone call saying, can you start? And I fucking started the next day, and I had to have the most awkward conversation with my ma ever. I was like, hey, I'm not coming home. What do you mean you're not coming home? Nah, I've got a job. Bollocks. Nah, I'm not coming home. Anyway, so that happened. And then obviously, like, you want to get your own place. So applied to live in student halls because no one was living in student halls at the time. And a woman came up to me, banged on my door and went, we don't have your UCAS form. And I went, not going to uni, that's why. And she's like, right, that's fine. For our records, we need something. So I thought, you know what? I'll put in fucking my owl one and do nothing to it. Like, they're definitely just going to go, this boy's a joker. Anyway, everything turned me down because it was so transparent that I didn't give a shit. But the uni that I wanted to go to, they got back to me and they were like, can you come in for an interview? And I went, don't want to go to uni, mate. Don't want to go. So I was like, yeah, you can phone me. So I was sitting there on the phone and I was like, yeah, hi, yep, I can do that, yep. And I was like, look, mate, I need to go. What do you need from me? Oh, a portfolio. And I was like, well, I've just put some stuff out on Spotify. Just click on this, or like go to this link. Right, bye. And I just thought I paid him off. About an hour later, he was all like, we'd like to give you an offer. I was like, fuck's sake. So I had to go to uni then because like I was stuck. And I was like, shit, what am I going to do? So I ended up going to uni, doing a music production degree, not media, which ended up being like one of the greatest things I did. I was completely out of my depth, hadn't a clue. Like I was in a class and it was like, hi, my name is such and such and I've been producing for 12 years. And I'm sitting there going, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And I stood up and went, I'm Matt, I've been playing guitar for 10 years. And then I just like sulked in the chair. I got there, I went, oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, did it. And now I'm still here. And that was 7 years ago.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Shannon? Or is that it? I think Shannon's
Any of you want to go back?
Holidays,
Go back
yeah.
to uni.
Do you mean you
I don't know if...
Go back home, like home.
Oh, go back home.
No.
I don't think I could yet. I think, like, personally for me, like...
move back home, or are you settled here? Is this you?
Well, I'm settled here, but, like, at the same time, I don't think like, my lifestyle changed, like, pretty much overnight when I moved over here. Like, I never really went out back home. Like, it wasn't something I liked to do. And then I came over here and I was like, what the hell is this? This is insane. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think I'm ready to give that up. But it's always nice to go home and like see my man, like my family and stuff, and like just be able to sit and watch shite and just be like, well, this was my life, you know what I mean? Would you go home?
I mean, I don't
100%. It's very different over here, I think, to back home.
You'd 100% go home, or you wouldn't? Shannon?
I don't think I'd go back. No.
Well, there you go.
I gotta go back for holidays.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong, I miss it. I miss the people. Like,
yeah, I miss the people like crazy. Like, I hate like seeing
and
what's
we're
going
from
on.
small towns. Do you know what I mean? We're from small towns. So there's not much to do. So when I go home, for example, like I can either go out drinking, but
or
there's
stay
one
in and
nightclub
watch tally.
that I look like a nonce to go to. Or
27-year-old nonce.
That would be on the front of the Irish News.
I like to dance. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's hard because I like to dance as well. So like my age group goes to like Main Street, and that's all like lady music outside.
Big up Main Street,
which is great.
Here's a question for you. I like to ask this. What was the takeaway you went to when you went out of that club?
I decided to Rajani's.
There you go. That's it. That's going to be the new thing. Is if you mention a club, you have to say what your takeaway place was after it.
It depends. So when I was younger, it was the Vault. I used to go to the Vault, and then afterwards we go to the Chicken Burger Van.
I doubt it was called that. I doubt it was called the Chicken Burger.
I don't know what it was called, but it was all I wanted was a chicken burger, and I can tell you now, you'll never get a chicken burger like it.
I bet you will. The Chuck Wagon in Craigavon in B&Q Car Park. Holy shit.
Nah. Like if I had no money by the end of the night, I'd beg people for £2 to get me a fucking chicken burger.
So what you're saying is you went into full-blown tramp mode to get a chicken burger? You dirty
The state
bitch.
I was walking down that street, you'd have been lucky if I had clothes on.
I want out of this conversation.
I'm not really an eater after I've been out.
Oh man, I think I am, and I'll buy everything in the menu. I'll be standing there going, big pizza, fucking one of them. How many chicken wings can you get? 30? Give me them. And then I'll get home and I'll be sitting there going, well, I'm not touching any of these.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. Waste.
But I get different over here to over there. So my go-to over there would be curry cheesy chip.
Back home?
Or gravy cheesy chip.
Yeah.
I'd get the same over here.
Kebab all day. Kebab wrap. That's it.
Kebab wrap.
Hold the salad.
That's ridiculous.
Give me a
so you just get meat in a wrap?
Meat in a wrap.
That's all I get as well.
The garlic
and they'll look
sauce,
at you and they'll be like,
imagine.
do you not want any lettuce? No, mate.
No,
don't be fucking stupid. Just put as much meat in that fucking box as you can. Pack it out.
You literally can't beat a kebab after a night out.
Oh, also I should put a disclaimer out there. We all work together, by the way.
Yeah.
We're all
friends.
We're all actual friends. I've not just found some random Northern Irish boys and went, do you fancy doing an old podcast? No, these boys are friends. They work together. We work together. There's our disclaimer right back into the game. Actually, that'll be a good segue to actually some of our points we wanted to talk about tonight. So on the podcast, we wanted to talk about some of the experiences we've had. Obviously what we've been doing now were our experiences, but we also want to talk about some of the experiences we've had being Northern Irish in England. And we've notes upon notes. We've also opened it up to questions on the Instagram, so if you've got questions, just ask us. But one of the ones that has to be the first one is Primark. What is people's views on Primark? Because I know when I'm pissed, even if I'm not, if someone says it wrong, I go into really defensive and go into facts about it, going, it was found in Dublin, blah, 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 just to prove a point. What is everyone else's point of view on this?
I don't get all this Primark shite. Primark.
I don't get it either.
But why the fuck did they pick that up?
Yeah.
I don't get it. My brother will slap me if I call it Primark. It got to the point where the Pizza Hut I was working at over here when I was in uni was facing a Primark, And like obviously I'm around everyone saying the word Primark every day. And I came in and spoke to him once. He was like, "How was working?" I went, Primark had a fire drill and he was going sick. He was like, "It's Primark. Where do you think you're from?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, shit." But yeah, like it's wild how it's two different words.
I don't get. I mean, I've never seen an advertisement for Primark,
Never in my life.
whatever you want to call
Never
it,
in all my days.
apart from back home.
I've never seen one.
I'm talking in the 90s, and they referred to it as Primark.
So here you go, everyone. There's the facts. Brian seen it on an
advertisement.
Yeah, the old bastard on the podcast says there was an advert in the 90s.
You do know that if we ever get to the point of people like querying it, someone will go, "Well, I think it's Primark because it's PRI," but that you know what I mean.
And it's primary school.
Yeah, it's primary school. That's it. That's what I get. It's primary school. It's primary school. Now move on. Let's get on with it.
But, exactly. And I still get it now. Like I absolutely love Primark. I had to think
there to see if she said that right. I was like, did
Primark?
She say Primark?
No.
Just the way.
And even now, like my best friends who obviously have been around me the whole time, even when to this day, if I stay at Primark, they're like, "Why'd you keep saying that though?" And I'm like,
because we're right. Let's move on with our lives.
And I was like, if you want to start getting technical, love, I'll start calling it fucking pennies because that's what it originated as.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm like, that's fucking Primark, not Primark.
Pennies,
like, it doesn't roll off the tongue. Primark. It's Primark. Primark.
No, Primark.
It doesn't. No. But it's almost like this sounds like I'm English bashing, but it's almost like the English have went. This is ours. This is what we call it. But as you said, I have never in all my days seen an advert for it. So I've never ever heard someone in marketing, let's say, "Welcome to Primark," or Primark or whatever the fuck it is. No one does it because
no,
they don't do adverts like that. But the fact that you've seen an advert back in the 90s, facts.
We need to find it, Brian.
There could well have been one in England in the 90s calling it Primark. I had to think about what I was going to say there as well.
If that was the case and they had one over there, they're contradicting themselves. And do you know what the best thing is? Is they're the ones with a laugh on their face, or they're the ones laughing because they're like, these fuckers don't even know what to call it. Yeah, because there's a fucking two boys are calling it two different things. Jokers.
Yeah.
I don't even like it. I don't even like Primark. I'm fucking sick of it. I hate going in and seeing clothes jumble sealed down. You're like, I wonder if you get this in small or medium. No, there's about 55,000 XXLs. What am I going to do with them? The whole of all three of us could get in one of them.
They're always a mess though as well, aren't they? That's the thing. Like you ever go into a Primark and it's just all over the place.
Here's one for you. Have you ever went in first thing in the morning? Have you ever went in? Mate, I went in. I had to get like a black shirt for work. Obviously, we worked across it, and I was like, I get to see it pristine. Someone's came in and cleaned it. It's fucking shocking. So they must just finish at 6 o'clock and go, fuck this. Right, let's go. And then they'll come in for the shift at 9 and then just start cleaning as they go. It's not like, oh, look, everything's laid out. Oh, I can get my sizes. I thought, nope. Is it fuck? Jokers.
Yeah.
Do you ever find it? Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I haven't been in one for about 10 years maybe.
That one in town is a wild. The one in town has got a fucking Friends themed cafe. It's got a Costa.
They actually have Central Park. They have a Central Park. They have a beauticians, barbers downstairs.
It's not like Primark at all. It's got a
barbers. Day out. It's a day out.
Mate, the next thing they're gonna get, and I'm gonna put my money on it, is they're gonna have a home range for like fucking strimmers and fucking what do you call them things?
Hedge trimmers
and all, yeah.
And do you ever go in though and like you're right, I'm only gonna go in and get like some cotton pads or something and then
nope, never did that in my life.
See, I do. I go in and I'm like, right, I just need to get, I don't know, something like a beauty thing, and it's like 50p for a bag of cotton pads. Like that's all it is. That's all I need. And then £100 later, I'm walking out with like a new duvet set,
all sorts of pillows, throw cushions,
and I don't own a fucking plant.
The one I used to get was whenever I was in uni, I was going out like all the time, and like I I don't know who I thought it was. I still do it to this day, so I don't know who I think I am. Is I would cut the sleeves off the t-shirts, but I wouldn't do it with like expensive
lad.
t-shirts.
Hardy Buck.
Hardy Buck.
Hardy
So
Buck.
I would
Hardy
go to like
Buck.
I would go to like Primark's fucking like men's section and just like read it and be like, oh, look at this fucking, I don't know, Nirvana top. But I would go in and go, oh, I just want some black socks, and then I've come out with 40 t-shirts, and I
That's
wonder,
it, though.
I still have them.
I do it every time.
Unreal.
I spend so much money in there. Like, me and my friend are like, what should we do today? Should we go to Primark? And we actually spend the whole fucking day in there trying to like find wee outfits for each other.
So you're just trying to, as much as you can to spend money then?
Easy.
Right.
And I like the men's section too. For example, these bottoms here,
No need for that.
£5.
Do you know what the best thing
Bye-bye.
is? 90% of the people listening to this are listening to this, and you've went, look at these boys. No one's
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
it. It's a podcast.
Or, you know, I just lifted up my leg anyway to show you my tracksuit bottoms.
Unreal. Right.
Do you
Well,
call it Primani?
no.
No.
You don't call it Primani? I do.
That was
I'm
asked
Primark.
and answered. That was like shut down in seconds. You call it Primary? No, the fuck. Oh,
We're not making it a thing.
we're not. That well, that's that then. We'll talk
So
about. On you go, Brian.
No, I was just going to say, so I don't think I've ever been in Pennies. Is Pennies basically exactly the same as Primark?
Yeah, it's in Dublin, isn't
exactly.
it?
Yeah,
It's just in the it's in the south.
yeah.
You
And-
were going to
and
say
it-
it's in the
Penny.
southern, weren't you? The
I
southern
was,
hemisphere, is it?
The southern hemisphere.
And is it still all part of the same company?
Yeah, it's owned by the same boys,
Yeah,
Aye.
Like all like the signs and stuff are all like they're the same
It's
font,
the same
aren't they?
font,
They're
same
just
colour, everything, mate. Same
Everything,
bags.
penny. pennies.
The
and
bags are
Primark.
the same fucking or like
The fucking worst bags in the
the
world. But I
paper
ran on that
bags.
there and it fucking
Shocking,
opens
mate.
up.
If
Your
that-
pants are on the floor by the end of it.
I had a bottle of water in one of the bags once and it leaked and I just didn't know about it, and then I got home and I was like, oh, where's my bottle of water? It leaked so much it fell through the fucking bag.
Yeah, they're the
Ridiculous.
worst bags.
I'll tell you what, the boys that started it, they may be evil geniuses if you think about it. It's like, right, we've got this company called Pennies, so let's go into the north
And divide
we'll,
it.
We'll call it Primark. Sorry, Primark. Fuck me.
Oh!
Let's
In
go
the
to the
bin,
north.
Brian.
That's
We'll
ridiculous.
call it Primark, and then we'll go over to England. We'll call it Primark. There's a wee bit of conflict there.
Yeah, get them talking about it.
One day someone might talk about it on a podcast. It'll be so funny. Ha ha ha.
We need to fucking ring the men that own it or your boys.
Hold on, I'll
and
just
be
get my
like,
phone now.
listen,
How do I find the
how do you
man
pronounce it?
that
What?
fucking...
This is a debate over once and for all. Is it Primark or Primark?
And they're
Can
going
we
to go,
get them on?
ha ha, fuck you, all the best, and hang up on you. Because exactly
And then they'll
what
say
you
if you pronounce it Primark, you're cool as fuck.
said. You're cool as fuck. Well, there you go. That sums that up. It's called Primark. If you've any problems with it,
I was
Fuck
never
you,
any
just
doubt. I
totally
thought
fuck you.
it was Primark. England's wrong.
I'd never heard of Primark until I moved over here, so
and there's
Do you know
three
what
of
I mean?
us, and no one's listening, so fuck the ladies, we win. On the topic of Primark, I genuinely had to think there. I was like,
It's bad, isn't it?
shit.
Primark.
Let's talk about money.
Makes the world go round.
It
You gonna
does make
give
the
me
world.
some?
It makes the world go round, but what's the crack with Northern Ireland with about 1.5 million different fucking variants of 20, 10s and 5 notes? Like, I'm pretty
Yep.
sure they brought one out for the fucking anniversary of Power Rangers for 25 years. Like, any old excuse. I fucking, here's the Green Ranger on a fucking £5 note for you. Spend that. Basically, I got sick of my ma going, it's got the Queen's head on it, it's fucking legal tender, to people in England, to the point where I was like, Mum, just next time we go away, can you just like take money out when we're over there? And out of principle, she wouldn't do it. Like, this is like mid-2000s when bank cards were a thing. Like, you could go into a shop and pay for something like that, put it on, and that was it. And my ma'd still take money out to go to England, and I'd have to stand there beside her like a wee buck. And then she's all like, how long is just get my money out? And then she'd pay it, and they'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's some kind of alien currency. And my ma'd be there going, it says sterling on it, it's fucking legal tender. And I'd be just like mortified. Fast forward to actually trying to spend that money over here, it's near impossible without
It's mad,
conflict.
isn't it?
Unreal.
It is. It's
Yeah.
bad.
I've just stopped doing it. I just take it to the bank and stick it in my account. It's
I got a load of money from I think I flogged something when I was last home, and I genuinely, my heart sank. I was like, oh, fuck am I going to do with this shit? Like, it's still £20, but it's not. Like, it's £20 and grief and effort. Do you know what I mean? You can't just go, I'm going to buy around some boy in the northern quarter going, alright, that'll do. But you know what? On the topic of, like, the bad side of it, see when someone accepts it without question, I'm the biggest fan. Biggest fan ever, man.
It's like you won the lottery.
I had a burger in Almost Famous, and this girl like served us, and she was just like, she was English, like, so she wasn't Northern Irish or anything, and she took it and she was like, do you ever get like problems with these notes? And I went, yeah, and she was like, it's fucking stupid, in it. And I was like, this is it. There's actually someone who understands this.
I mean, what is there? There's about 4 different types, isn't there? So
Ulster Bank, Bank of
Ulster
England,
Bank.
Normal English notes.
So Bank of Ireland.
Bank of Ireland, Bank of England.
First Trust.
First Trust.
Ulster Bank.
Can't believe it's not the bank.
There's what used to be Northern Bank, isn't it? Like Danske Bank or something.
My cousin.
Apparently, I heard someone from back home was talking about it. I don't know if they were taking the piss, but they were saying that. Do you know the way it used to say Northern Bank on it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of Danske. Well, obviously they came out of circulation.
Yeah.
He tried to spend it when it said Northern, and they wouldn't take it off him. So even the fucking Northern Irish are turning on the notes. But you remember when we had the plastic note before everyone else? Remember that plastic fiver?
Man, I had the plastic note. Maybe like 2000, something like that.
What was the first thing you did with
on it?
Yeah, the wee spaceship. What was the first thing you did with it? Stuck it in my trousers and got it washed, mate. My ma went sick. I was like, can you wash my school trousers? I just washed them yesterday. Mum, just get them washed. They're dirty. And then she'd take them out.
Did you do it on purpose?
Yeah, fucking right. She did it on purpose. And she was all like, let's have a wee look. And she took the trousers out. Or like, why do you want to get these washed? And I was like, look at that note there. Still legal. Still legal. And now everyone going sick over here about it. And I was sitting there like the cool kid in the corner going, done it, mate. Completed. You know, like the in-betweeners. Completed it, mate.
Yeah.
Mate, I had the plastic notes. Don't need them anymore.
Completed washing money.
Yeah. Don't worry. I've already washed it. We need to get to the bit where you're trying to like fucking rip it. Try rip it. You'll not get through it. Don't try and rip it.
I've tried.
So
it is. It's annoying, like though, isn't it? I mean, the amount of arguments I've had in shops.
Yep.
I mean, I just stopped now. I don't even do it anymore.
Have you got any Northern Irish money stories? Have you got like a story that you would tell to go, this is how bad it was? Like, I don't know, you went to a shop and something happened or anything, no?
I can remember again. So before I moved to London the first time, being over there with my man and dad visiting my sister. So I was probably only like about 14 or something at the time.
Yep.
And my dad being in a pub or something. We might have been in a pub, and he tried to pay with one of our banknotes, and they wouldn't take it off him.
And he flipped the tables.
And they were just being. They weren't just point blank refusing to take it off, and they were being wankers about it, from what I remember.
Yep.
And yeah, he did. He lost his shit over it. Like he went just proper like buck daft.
Buck
Yeah,
daft.
my
We're gonna have to have a little tally up every time someone says something like a buck daft, queer job, or fucking boyzo or something. I don't know.
He was totally like pulling out, summoned his inner Republican. And he was like, "Oh, you're happy to rule us, but you don't want to take our money." And it's like, "Oh, nah, fucking walk away."
I've heard my ma say that, and my ma's a Protestant. My ma will be like, "Oh, hold on a minute, I'll spend my money." Shannon, you got any stories like that?
No, my daddy's the same. My daddy's like a very wee, angry Irish man. And
you make him sound like he's 3 foot.
He's about 5'3", I'd say.
I've seen a picture of your dad. I wouldn't mess with him.
He's a fucking...
Yeah.
People know my daddy and Oma is like a psychopath because he's just...
Do you want to shout him out? Do you want to shout him out in this podcast?
Call him Mac, I love you. You're
there
a fucking legend.
That boy's going to think he's made it. He's like, I'm in a podcast. I'm in a fucking podcast.
But he's just a fucking loony, like, honest to God. And I remember he was he was over here, and he's only really visited me a few times. So when I was in uni, he never came over, but my mummy did. And then I think when I moved to Bolton with my ex and got the house and everything, he came over then for my graduation.
Mm-hmm.
And he had cash in him because I don't know, like
Young.
he always has cash in him. And we went out for like a meal or whatever, and he went to pay with that, like our Irish notes, and he was just like, "Oh, sorry, we don't accept this." And he was like, "The fuck do you mean you don't accept it?" And this is my graduation meal, by the way, and I was like, "Daddy, it's fine." And he was like, "What the fuck do you mean?" And then obviously the whole Sterling debate and all. And he was like, "Jen, I'm putting on a fucking Irish accent to you," and I was like,
Yeah, it's not like you're going out to rip them off. Like, where are you getting these shitty fake notes from? It's not like you've come from Russia and you're like, "Can you take my money, please?" It's fucking English notes or it's Irish notes. Fuck, I can't even think anymore. Jesus
he made
Christ.
a fucking scene, didn't he? But anyway, my ma ended up paying on the card anyway. So
were you Scundered? Hey!
I was proper Scundered. I wanted to
well,
leave
I have
the establishment.
I have a positive Northern Irish note story. Well, positive for me, not for anyone else. I used to wait in Pizza Hut when I was in uni, where I said this, but I didn't realise that half of fucking Man United's fans are Northern Irish. So the night before match nights, they'd come over and like my section would be full of Northern Irish lads. And there was this fucking legend who came over with his son. His son must have been 6 or 7. Like full kit job. He'd always come out in the full kit and the dad being the top and all. And I got speaking to him one night and he jokingly went, you won't be taking this now, mate. Give me, I'm happy. I don't give a shit, mate. It's going into a bank anyway. I don't care. And he went, the amount of trouble I've had with these notes this weekend. I went, how much you got? And he went, of about £300. And I took all of his notes off him, put it in my banking for the night, and just gave him English notes. And he was like, what the hell? And I went, this is going into banking. This is going to skip the English, the waiter and the manager going, what's this? This is getting banked. The bank will take this. And he was over the moon. And he went, keep yourself. There you goes, 20 quid there, mate. And I was like, this is it. I've just made 20 quid. I'm fucking the Bureau de Change. I'm actually the god. Anyway, he came in like every 2 weeks is a home game. Roughly.
More or less.
More or less. He was always in. And there was one week I wasn't working a Saturday night. And I came in like when he came in like whenever I was back working. And I goes, table for 2. And he was like, where the fuck were you 2 weeks ago? And I was like, I don't know, just uni Simon or some shit. And he was all like, I'm stuck with these fucking dodgy notes going into Old Trafford and they wouldn't take them off me. So he was taking the money out. He sold cars for a living, so he must have had cash about him. But he was like, oh, my mate Matt in fucking Pizza Hut, he'll change my notes for me. And that's the most culty thing ever is like, oh, there's a bank and a post office, Debenhams, everyone will change these notes to English thing. There's a boy in I can go buy myself a deep fucking dish pizza, give him that 20 quid and he'll fucking sort me out. But you know what I mean? That's the most Northern Irish thing I've ever heard in my life. And I was so glad to witness it. It was brilliant.
So the second time I lived in London, I was working in this pub for a wee bit, and there was these two lads, lads from home used to drink in there fairly regularly. I think they're from Tyrone. And they come in. Hey, Tyrone.
Big up.
They come in on a Sunday, and I think they'd been back home for a wedding or something. They were dying, and they're in looking to cure. They just look back, Jesus so they come in with their bags and everything with them.
9 o'clock in the morning. May as well be.
Late afternoon, kind of whatever. And they were there till closing time, but obviously they were loaded with notes. So I was just working away. I was taking the notes off them, like any pub of work.
No one gives a fuck, because they're decent notes.
Exactly. And then, so obviously, pub closes up. Pete, the guy that I worked for, was come in to cash up, opened the till, flipped it open, and saw there was a load of these notes in there, and went fucking sick. And he was like,
broke down.
Who's taking all this funny money? Which one of you that's been doing this?
Funny money?
And it was at this point I pointed out to him and reminded him that he was born in Belfast, right?
He was born in Belfast.
He was born in
What a
Belfast.
fucking crank.
He lived there till he was about 10. His man and his dad were both from Belfast, and then they had to move to England for whatever reason. I think for his dad's job.
Dodging the brew.
Dodging the brew. And I said to him, Pete, you fucking know what's going on with this money. And I was like, you were born in Belfast, you know the score. And I've never his face and just watching somebody join the dots in their head from what he just said and how fucking critical it was.
But that's the thing. It's like, even then, all he's going to do with that money is bank it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And Halifax isn't going to be sitting there going,
100%.
hold on a minute here, what the fuck is that? Halifax don't give a fuck. 20 quid is 20 quid because money's money.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah,
Unreal. Yeah. Right, well, that's notes. That's notes covered. So we covered Primark, pennies, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Boys not taking our money. If anyone else, this sounds really weird saying this because there's no one actually there, but if anyone else has any experience with dodgy notes, that's in inverted commas, by the way, or I don't know, quotation marks, whatever the fuck kids call them these days. Let us know. Let us know what happened, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it for you.
You got no wine, Brian?
No, it's Stella.
Stella or Toyce.
I think just kind of rewinding a wee bit there to the money as well.
Oh, here we go.
I think it's also worth pointing out. Well, I know what it was like in Randallstown in the 90s.
It's not a third world.
There was that many fake notes flying about off Nuts Corner Market that basically nowhere would take Bank of England notes,
mate,
because you could go and buy like fake notes.
Yeah, you could. I remember going to Nuts Corner for the first time, right? And like, I'm not going to get locked up for this. Everyone had a chip PlayStation. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. At one point, I was so young, I thought chipped just meant like an upgrade. I was like, oh, I got a chip PlayStation, but the discs aren't real and they've got plastic on it, but don't worry about it. And like, whoever I was with was like, have we look at this? And this boy brought out, he was like, do you want some games? I went, yeah, no worries. And I was like thinking he was going to bring out something like what you'd see in Game, or what was it? It wasn't Game whenever we were growing up. It was like Carlisle Music or something would sell some CDs and fucking games at the back. Anyway.
Yeah.
Carlisle Bookshop.
No, it was Carlisle Music, wasn't it?
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. What Carlisle Music? What's that?
Did you not have a Carlisle Music? Have I made this up? Carlisle Music used to be, oh no, it was Our Price. Do you remember Our Price? Carlisle Music was this dodgy country and western fella. He used to sell. Oh, wait to hear this. So he used to sell like just like about four section like that, teeny up and downs of metal. Pop was that. Irish country and western was round the shop, mate. That was in Craigavon. And I was like, no one's going to come in here. My uncle used to come over from Canada, right? Big country and western fan. And he'd bring a suitcase over and fill it up with CDs of Irish country western people. And I remember being a kid, like, love the man to pieces. He was a lovely man. He is a lovely man. He's not croaked or anything. Like, Jesus Christ, that sounded morbid. But, like, my ma would drag us up to the shop and go, your Uncle Raymond wants to look at the CDs, right? This is pre-internet, so it wasn't like, Big Tom's got a new CD out. So he wouldn't have a clue. He's living in Canada. He's come over for the fucking thing. And we'd be up there for hours. Like, I mean, he'd search there for 3 hours. He'd have the glasses on the end of his nose, fucking looking at CDs like they're like about a metre away from him, right? And then he'd put loads of them in this big Tesco trolley and buy them all. And you'd be like, yes, he's paying for them. Yes, he's paying for them. Then he'd take an hour and a half talking to your boy about the checks. And you'd be like, mate, come on. This is killing me. This is killing me.
But he lives in Canada. Surely they've got. I mean, at the end of the day, country and western music.
But that was the experience. Was going to like Carlisle Music and ban it, and I was like, I've never at that age. I was like, I've never been that excited to do anything like that. Like my mum used to bring me to like HMV and stuff, and I was like, cool. I get to look at like Rob Zombie CDs. Like that's badass. But I was never there like for hours going. Edith, wait. I'm browsing. I never went to that length, but he was there fucking going through his Big Tom and I don't know. That was it. There's the height of my knowledge of Irish country western was Big Tom and your tractor fella that we're gonna have to do a full podcast on. What was he called?
What, Paul Kelly?
Paul Kelly, mate. I hope Paul Kelly's watching this. I hope Paul Kelly Googled Scundered by accident and went, hold on, there's a podcast. What? I'm in the metadata? Yeah, you're in the metadata, Paul Kelly.
Is he
Live
the one?
with it.
Did he sing Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes now?
No, he was all like,
Who's that?
Holidays me ass, I want to cut the grass.
he wants to cut the grass.
Oh, fuck.
And he's doing that there. He's fucking getting into it. Brian, I listened to that so much that when it was steaming, I put it on willingly and I was like, I want to listen to that. And I went, and fucking, I'm out. I'm not jumping into that hole.
You've pretty much played that every single time I've been at your flat.
You've been to my flat quite a lot of times.
Yeah.
Did we not play it whenever we went to your flat as well?
No, we did play it when you were in, my place.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great song.
Yeah.
Paul
I played
Kelly.
it in work a few times.
Put it on the big screens.
On the wall, just.
On the wall.
The monitoring wall.
Yeah, Paul Kelly, good man. Irish country and western
Who's
music.
your man who sings Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes? Show up, show up.
Don't know. Do you want to ask the general public that? Because someone will get back to you and tell you that.
My knowledge
I'm gonna
of
Google it. I'm gonna Google it, don't I?
You Google
Irish
it.
country and western is
Big Tom.
Paul Kelly and
He's not.
Nathan Carter, and that's it.
Do you know what? I'm actually really
He's not
impressed
country and western.
that's the limit
Paul
of your...
Simon, but it's not country and western.
Why the fuck? It's not going to be... Paul Simon? What are you talking about? He's not on the same level as them boys.
No, I know that, but
I'm
that's who
done
I
with you.
thought you were talking
I'm
about at the
done with you.
beginning.
No, I'm done with you. Anyway,
Right, hang on, before you get any further, I've got to shut my blinds because some boys just walked past and had a good look in.
all right. Well, I'll ask Shannon a question then. Shannon,
What do you want?
what made you come on a podcast? What was the crack there? You don't strike me as the type of person that's like, I want to be in a podcast, mate.
I was forced to by you.
Well, you're not against your will, this isn't
Basically,
it?
I was threatened that if I didn't join the podcast, that you would put my windows in and take my kneecaps off. So
You do know that I've mates back home that work for the PSNI, and they're probably going, he is going to fucking put their windows in. By the way, that's a joke. I don't know anyone who works in the PSNI, but like, I probably do because
Covering your bases.
they're always there.
covering
There's
your back.
always someone lurking in there. There's always someone from the Pisney. I probably do, actually. I don't know. But I didn't put anyone's windows through. I'm not going to break some legs, kneecappings. I'm not going to do it.
you're a nice guy, really. I'm only slagging, but slagging.
I'm only slagging.
Schlag.
That's the thing here. That's the thing. That's the thing I want to speak on. Is I really miss old slang.
Same.
Like, there's been times when I'm in work and someone will say something really like important, and I just think to myself, "You're man," and I'm like, "Don't say it. Don't
You're
fucking.
meh."
You're
But
man."
we'd say it to each other if we're on shift together.
I will
Yeah.
never, ever, ever to the day I die forget that time that I don't want to mention names of people in work because like it's not nice. But
Yeah.
when one of our seniors was all like, "Shannon, do you have any cat at the weekend?" And I sat down and I was like, "What the hell? You can't ask someone that. That is outrageous." And I went in like I was really annoyed that someone had asked you that, and you were giggling away. Explain it, Shannon.
So, as previously mentioned, I was born in Durham, and obviously, cat in Durham is sweets. So he was asking, and he was from Durham actually. He went to school as well. How mad's this? He went to school with one of my older cousins. He was in the same class as her.
That's really
Lives in
weird.
the same, isn't it? So like he knows my cousin.
But Durham's not that
and
overly big,
he's-
though, isn't it?
No, so technically Durham is the county. I'm from
Yeah.
County Durham, but I lived in a very small village called Oakenshaw.
That sounds
Like
well
it's
posh.
tiny.
You know, we're from Randallstown and Craigavon, and you're from there.
Posh. Well, the two boys that lived beside me, right, was called Jimmy Plummer and Ernie, right? They're brothers.
Was Jimmy Plummer a
Ernie-
plumber?
I'm picturing boys from
Jimmy
Sesame
Plummer
Street
was
here.
A lot of things.
Jimmy Plummer.
Borderline. I used to have to kiss him on the lips to get a mix-up off him.
Whoa, right.
Hold on. Say that again, because this is going to be the tagline of the video. Say that
He was
right
like,
now.
How can I describe Jimmy Plummer, right?
Say what you just said.
God rest his soul, right?
He was only 28 when he went.
He was
God
a
rest his
lunatic.
gangster
He was
soul.
a fucking lunatic. And him and his brother, so his brother had this, like, I suppose no one can see me, but I can show you. He had like this eye that was like this, right?
No
What,
one can
like
And I
see
used
it.
to go, Ernie.
Hold
like,
on.
droopy eye,
Did you
but
just
it
say no
looked
one
like,
can see you? Because this is going on YouTube, you know.
I will. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see. But if you're listening to the podcast, go and check out the YouTube. See that plug there?
I like this.
See that
Shannon,
plug? You want to see what Ernie
like the fact
Plummer's
that
eye looks like?
I thought I was going to have to do all this cross-marketing, and Shannon's like, if you want to see Ernie Plummer's eye, have a wee look at our fucking YouTube link there in the description below.
But
Like,
he had
subscribe.
this eye like this. And I used to always ask him, I was like, Ernie, like, I'm 11. No, I was probably younger than 11.
What age
I was
was
probably
he?
like 9. 60 odd.
60 odd.
Oh, he was old. Like,
Fucking
he was
hell! I was
old.
picturing like a dirty, pervy 20.
They were probably,
one-year-old
no,
or
they're in their 50s. I'd say when I was that young, they'd been in the 50s. I think they died in their 60s, 70s. But
Downer.
he had this really like gammy eye like out there. And I used to say to him, what happened to you? And he'd say, my ma. So basically, I swore at the table, at the dinner table. So my mum like poured salt in my eye. And she'd never
Hold on,
swear.
he what? He sold.
He told me that his own mum poured salt in his eye because he swore at the table.
I thought
and
you
told
said
me
he
to never swear.
sold the dinner table. I was like, why the fuck would he do that? The
I
poor
don't
man
even
needs
think
to
they
eat
had
off
it
something.
in it. So basically, I used to go in their house, right? Their house was fucking bogging. Like, you'd think I'd ran through
Bogging.
muddy puddles
Bog-
because
Tick
I'd come out black rotten. Like, I'd actually be
down the
I'd be
mines.
covered in filth. Like, imagine like two people that smoke about 100 fags a day, right? The fucking rooms, the surfaces are tar.
You
like,
can't
they're
see
all
for
tar.
looking.
You can't see for looking. There was a exercise bike in the middle of their living room.
Here, hold on.
And I
You
just-
can't give off at someone for doing some fucking
No, they
home
didn't use it.
exercise.
It was just cluttered to fuck. Like, there was everything you could imagine. Like, you know, like the shed at the bottom of the garden. Well, their house was like that. There was just
Their house was at the
random
bottom of the
shit.
garden.
So is
random
this
shit
like
everywhere.
you see one of them programs about somebody who's
Hoarding.
been
Hoarding.
hoarding
Yeah.
newspapers
Yeah.
for
I'm
years and all
picturing
this
like
kind of shit.
they've got Tupperware full of shit because they don't trust the government
100%.
when they flush it or something.
Yeah.
I don't even think they
Dirty
flushed the toilet, to be
bastards.
honest. They were that dirty. But I used to go into the living room and sit on the exercise bike at the age of 9, like pedaling away. Like, so what are you up to today?
That's
Like,
ridiculous.
do you know what I mean?
Shannon, you
And if I
you came this close to being fucking groomed.
Nonced.
the thing is, I actually spent. Nah, I never done anything like that there. Like, there was plenty of opportunity.
Ah, well, he didn't touch me, like, so it was all right. Like, the
He
boy
didn't
was
actually
all right.
touch me, so it was grand.
He was a
But
good
I used to
man.
just go into the house all the time. But he used to give me sweets, so why would I not be going around his house thinking,
Red flag.
what's he going to give me?
Red flag.
So what did you just go and
And,
let yourself? Did you just go and let yourself in?
Yeah.
Or did you have to
And
knock the
he-
door and they'd let you in?
No, he had to say a
Either
password.
or.
What's
if
the
he'd locked the door,
password?
I wouldn't be able to get in. But
Right.
he used to just walk into my house.
That's
So-
You just
even
walk into your
weirder.
man and dad's
That's
house?
so
walk into
weird.
my mum, and he'd have a fag in his hand, puffing away, and like you knew he'd been in the house because he just dropped his fag ash on our floor. Like, he never.
Class.
Brilliant.
This is what I
Class
mean. He was just,
act.
and if I could describe him to you, he looked a wee bit like Sideshow Bob,
What?
but like a fatter.
I am
Like, do you know
totally
Sideshow
picturing.
Bob's hair?
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
picturing someone completely different to Sideshow fucking Bob.
It was like that, but grey, wiry hair. Right? It was just. It was all. They were proper scruffy, but like hearts of gold, the two of them. And I remember and another thing he used to do as well. He chased me once with
I
a
heard this.
pair of hedge trimmers and told me he was going to chop my dick off. And I was like, I don't have a dick,
Shannon,
Joey.
Shannon, you're gonna get locked up.
What did you do? Why did this happen?
So basically, I was playing
She
Paddy
said,
Knock Knock.
"Wave your dick at me" or something like that.
No, I was playing Paddy Knock Knock and he caught me. He wasn't happy.
Like, was he? Why did he have a pair of hedge trimmers? Was he actually doing some gardening at the time?
Yeah, he was
Or
doing some gardening.
Oh
Right,
right,
okay.
I was picturing he whipped them
basically-
out of his fucking back, like no, like.
No, I was playing Paddy Knock Knock, me and my friend.
What
right,
the hell's
and-
Paddy Knock Knock?
Oh,
Rap door run?
Knock door run.
Right, okay.
Knock your 9 doors, whatever you call it. Do you know what I mean? You knock the door and you fuck
Yeah.
off,
Yeah,
basically.
but I get it now. But like
Yeah.
when you went, Paddy Knock Knock.
But I used to do
He
that
sounds like
on
someone who
his
sells
door.
fucking doors door to door. Doors door to door.
Paddy Knock Knock.
That'd be a
Paddy
good name
Knock
for
Knock.
him. What are you
Yeah.
selling, mate?
And he,
Of a door? Oh, you've already got one. Sorry. Fuck.
sorry. And he used to just be, he was so weird. Like, and he used to come in anyway. Oh no, so about him chasing my thingy. So he caught
Yeah,
me
go back to
playing
that.
like knocking on the door, and I ran into my house, locked my door, and I was sat on the stairs, and he was like shouting at me through the ladder box, like banging on the door, "Come on, let me in! I know it was you." So he must have had a bad day that day, because usually we just laugh at stuff like that. But then the next day he seen me when he was outside. I walked past him when he was doing the garden, came at me with the scissors, didn't he? Shouting, "I'm
Jesus
gonna
Christ.
chop we
I don't
fucking
even
dick
want to
off,"
laugh at that because that is fucking terrifying. That's the
Yeah, but see,
start
the
of a
thing is,
B
I
horror
like to
movie.
I like to wind people up, so
Yeah, I
it was my
know,
own
but you
fault.
could have fucking got your dick chopped off.
He could have chopped it off.
And then what
And
would he do if he found out you were a girl? What would he have chopped off then? Your legs?
Probably.
Anyway, that's that.
So what? Him
But,
and his brother lived together, basically.
They lived together. They
Right.
stunk. They proper stunk. They were smelly men. They were
What
proper
was the brother called?
scruffy hoarders. Jimmy and Ernie.
Oh, that was their actual names. You're not just making that up.
That's not, no, they're 100% like
Are they
birth
dead?
name.
Like now?
Both passed away. God rest the souls.
God rest their gangster
Jimmy,
souls.
Ernie died before Jimmy, and then Jimmy kind of went even more insane.
Fuck, that sentence you just said sounded like a Green Day song. Just the way you said it, I was like, Jimmy passed away before Ernie, and then I was like, fuck me, is she quoting something from American Idiot here? What the
It's
fuck's
an
going
opera.
on?
I did like Green Day back in the day, to be fair, but
Still do. Hence this.
yeah, he used to
weave.
bring me mix-ups all the time.
Yeah, go back to
But-
that story. That's the best bit of it all.
So you had to kiss him on the lips to get a mix-up.
Yeah,
Did your mum and dad know about this?
my mum and dad were there.
Right.
I've got
Right, give me a
questions.
give me a kiss.
I've got questions coming out of my ass here. One, why did your man and dad not go get off that nonce? Two, why were you kissing a nonce? Three, what the fuck is going on? This whole thing is stupid. Like, I totally believe you because you're the only person that could come out with this, and I'd be like, she's telling the truth. If fucking anyone else came off the street and went, I had to kiss this old man for mix-ups when I was a wee girl,
this
I'd be
happen
like,
more than
get the
once?
fuck.
It happened pretty much every week. So I had two neighbours. I had Mrs. Johnson, who provided the chocolate, and then Jimmy Plummer provided me with the mix-ups. So Jimmy used to come to their house.
I think something's
every
happened
week.
here, Brian, and we've got into some psyche. I think you were abused by this person, and you've just
hell, this has
repressed
gone
this because we definitely
No.
abused you. You're kissing this man, a 60-year-old man from
like, he never. No, it was more of a. Oh, do you know, like, oh, give me a wee kiss, like one of those.
But why
type
was
things,
it?
wasn't
Why did it have to be on your lips? That's weird.
Yeah.
Why did you not go? Just kiss me on my head there. Kiss my nose, or come here, give me a cuddle or something. Kiss
No,
my
it was
lips
just
for a mix-up.
Jimmy?
That is the name. That is the
I was
name
about
of this
9,
podcast.
so I can't really remember.
Yeah, exactly.
lived
He
literally
could have
my
groomed
whole
you,
road.
pal.
No, I didn't. I remember.
I've had the same experience. I told my ex a story about, I don't know if in my head this is fabricated or not, but that's the scary thing. Bear with me here. I used to live in this estate, and I remember my nephew, who's a year younger than me, and my niece, who's 4 or 5 years younger than me, going to this old fella Walter's house. There's a red flag in itself, and we were doing jigsaw puzzles in his house, right? I thought it was innocent enough, right? And I think he was a bit lonely. That's the story, right? And I came home. I went to my brother's house to get a drink, and he was all like, "Where's Andrew and Sarah?" And I went, "Oh, we're over at Walter's playing." And I remember him getting really angry and storming this old fella's house. And to me, I was just like, all right, fair enough. He just didn't want us in there. And like for years, that was it. I went out for a meal with my ex and my ex and her ma, and told this story. My ex was like, I think he was trying to groom you. And I was like, no, he fucking wasn't. He was just an old man, like. And he was all like, or she was all like, what do you mean? What did he want you to do? Oh, I just wanted to play jigsaw puzzles and sit in his knee. And she's all like, that boy was going to fuck you.
No, you never done anything like that. Like,
But
you
maybe
never-
that's the naivety. Like, back home, maybe I don't know. I'm not trying to get away going people aren't nonsense, but maybe they were a legit person, like Jimmy the mix-up kid there or whatever he's called, and Walter.
Jimmy Plummer.
Maybe they weren't registered
just
sex
lonely.
offenders. Maybe they were just like, I just want a bit of company from children. Nonsense. Then yeah,
Plus,
like I've went full
we'd
circle
live-
in my head here.
He knew me literally since I was a baby, so
I want out of this conversation. I'm done. I'm putting a fucking T-bar on that.
and then Ernie always had humbugs on him. So you'd see Ernie in the street and you go, Ernie gives a wee humbuger. He'd whip open his long jacket.
Right, I'm stopping this now.
There you
Stopping this
go.
now. Right, I'm putting in my host shoes here. Brian, tell me about your boy with the head.
So the head.
I need to get rid of this non-story.
I think
He wasn't an aunt.
actually here. Hang on. I think there's probably a good segue here from the nonsense to.
How the fuck is there a segue into that from being a nonce or
Well, no,
potential?
I think so. Obviously, you set up a social media account for this yesterday,
Did I?
and it's
Followers for days coming in. They're just dripping on me.
only been there 24 hours, and poor Shannon's been sexually harassed.
Oh
over
my
the
God,
internet
yeah.
already.
I'm getting it as
So-
well. People are thinking I'm Shannon. I got get your rat out, and I was like, I am a fella from Craigavon living in Salford with green hair. Do you actually want me to get my rat out for you? Because I'm not going to do it, pal.
So basically, when you done the whole like reshared the story, so basically our podcast, the Scundered podcast,
.com.
and I put it on my own Instagram story, and then this guy, bear in mind I get this all the time, so
Oh, here we go.
I
I don't have a big head at all. I get this all
no.
the
The thing is
time.
though, it's not the way you look or anything like that. There, it's just these boys would literally say it. I'm probably one of a million girls that they write this to. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just lunatics.
I can't. Whenever you tell me this, Shan, I can't get this through my head because I couldn't be that person going, all right, send you this, and go through girls. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do
Well,
it.
obviously, there's just weird. So basically, he wrote to me going, well, you haven't got a Northern Irish accent. So I was like, well, I am Irish. And he was like, no way. So I was like, well, yeah. Why would I be doing a podcast about being Irish if I wasn't? And then he said to me, so when are you going to let me taste your Irish skin?
Rank. Absolutely
God.
fucking
I have
rank.
no idea
fucking
who this
filth.
guy is. I've never met him. And apparently he wants to taste my skin. And do you know what? This
So
is
what
the
did
first
you
time
say
he's
back
asked
to
me
it, by the
that.
way?
I ignored it.
Shannon, what did you actually say back to it?
I said nothing back to that.
You
I said
lad, little rat.
Tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Right,
Tomorrow at 8
Brian,
o'clock. It's been a few weeks, all right?
Brian, go and tell us about your segue then. I need to know about this. Because whenever you brought this up as a point that you want to speak about, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, we're segueing from nonsense into.
No, I mean,
Into that fucking nonsense,
Yeah.
whoever wrote that.
that poor guy's
Is it
probably...
Hannibal Lecter,
That poor
maybe?
guy's probably listening because you fucking shared in your story. He's went, like, and then you're going,
I know.
a
Okay.
fucking nonce.
He's
Anyway.
opened himself up to abuse for doing that kind of thing.
I just want to go
getting
say I've
nervous.
not abused anyone. I'm just giving off shit here.
How old was he, Shannon?
63. is what he
Honestly,
was.
I have no idea who he is.
Right.
I've never seen him. in
Not
my
yet.
life.
That could be your future
Like-
husband.
Could be.
Anybody that wants to ask me to taste my skin is not. I'm not marrying them.
I mean, if I don't get a stalker off this, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Mate, if
Don't
I
say
don't,
that, Brian, because you actually will.
yeah,
But
I want someone going. Can you ask Shannon? Can I taste her skin? No.
But this is my thing, right? Obviously, you are actual gentlemen, so you wouldn't write that to a girl. But
High five, Brad.
what
Brad.
what is the response they're looking for? Like, that's what I genuinely want to know. Like, you can taste my skin tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Shannon,
that what you
I
want?
don't know. I don't even know how you'd get on to that point of going, haha, that's so cute, or because it's not sexy, it's not cute. It's I don't know.
Well,
I don't
mean,
know.
I'll do
I don't
the-
know. I don't know.
we can do another podcast of like the weird replies that I get. But like, I've had
You
a
shouldn't
full-
have said that. All we're gonna get now, and I man the fucking Instagram is what size are your tits? Can I sniff your
Probably.
shoes? Do you
I
go to the
You wouldn't want to
gym?
do that, mate.
Honest to God, I'll get
Not
all
you.
this. I'll get all this, you fucking idiot. I'll get all this. And then
No,
boys will
I'm
know
saying
this.
like the past stuff that I've already had done. So like,
Yeah, but you went and said that. Now boys are going to think, oh, why? I know how to speak
I
to
don't
her
want
now.
it. Please do not send me stuff like that. There, 'cause
It's
just
me,
be
by the
funny.
way. Look, this fellow green hair. So if you send me get your tits out, I'll fucking get them out. I don't give a shit. I'll get my tits
Your
out for you.
nids and dids out.
Do you want my
Get
fucking
your
rat out?
Mids out.
Nid dids.
You're asking the wrong person because I'll do it.
I think people
And you'll
need to
not
see
love
your
it.
big dids actually.
Left one's bigger than the right one.
No, but like
Mate, I'm slouching.
that's normal. That's normal behavior. But I actually had like a guy send me a full on like erotic novel, like 50 Shades type of
Well,
shit.
he bought it and like sent it, or he wrote it.
He
wrote
wrote.
it?
He wrote. Yeah. So hold on, I might have saved it. I
No,
don't know
you
if I'm-
haven't. No way.
I promise you I have. Stuff like this makes me laugh
What,
sometimes. So
What? Hang on. He's not put you in it, has he?
Of course he has.
no, yeah, it's to me. So basically, what he wants me
Timmy or to me? Because I'm picturing
So
the
he
guy who
sent
does the
me his-
mix-ups
sent
coming
me his
back.
dick, right? I'm
Don't
just
read it
gonna
all
read
out.
this. I would love for you under the table, wrapping your beautiful lips around my big girthy cock.
Well, there we go. We're not getting monetized on YouTube now. Game over. Thanks, Shannon.
Under the table.
At Nando's.
And I mean, there's just, you know,
Well done, Shannon.
That's
Someone's got to
what he
print that
wants.
off and publicise that.
that's what he wants me to do to him. So,
Right. Anyway,
but basically, he
that's
sent me his willy.
in the
and-
post.
No, a photo of it, and it was this like, and I was in a bar after work with. Do you remember when I did like that attachment for 2 weeks with another team,
Oh yeah.
like the software engineering boys? So
Yeah.
I was
Way
out
to
with
go, who
them.
you
but
work for, like.
I'm
Go.
not going to say how I work for, but the software engineering boys. So we were out having a drink, whatever. And one of the guys was gay, so he seen the photo and was like, "Holy shit, who
Of
owns that?"
you or of
So he started
man's
talking to him
Wilbert?
like, "Hi, this is Ben. That is a very, very fine cock
No,
you've
he
got
did
there."
not. That's
Swear my
amazing.
life. So we played spin the cock, right? So we were spinning the phone, and whoever the cock landed on had to get the next drink.
Bran, I'm starting to think we live a sheltered life, pal. Because I've never played Spin the Cock. I think that's a good fucking.
Funny though.
That's a
So
good.
So if you send me,
um,
don't send me cock, or I don't want them. But that's the type of stuff I do with it. So
I'm gonna put a fucking end on this. We're ending this right now. This is it, right? We're ending the podcast. This is how we're doing it. This is the first one. Thanks, guys. This went off the fucking rails.
sorry. One thing you'll learn is that I do that.
That's alright. To be fair, we're probably just gonna end up recording another one straight after this, so it's probably gonna continue on about
Probably.
being a nonsense stuff. I just
Can we
don't want a
say
fucking
nonsense without even
300 or minute fucking podcast. Anyway,
You can say nonce. That's fine.
you can say
We're not going to
nonce.
get done for
Peop-
that.
No.
You
Even
fucking you
people
came
want
up with
an
well
answer,
worse
don't
than that. Oh god, I'm putting my foot down here. I'm gonna mute you. Right, Bran, say goodbye. Thank people for watching.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Shannon, promote the
Lovely.
Instagram.
Yeah. Thanks everybody. If you want to give us a wee follow
No dick
on
pics.
Instagram, please do not send us any dick pics because we're not about that life. What even is our handle?
I love a
Scundered.
stalker, though.
Brian's after we
you know
stalker,
what?
so
I
that would
just
be
want to
cute.
know if, like, there is some weirdos out there. Like, I believe there's a load of weirdos. If you're a
100%.
weirdo, don't come and stalk me. But just go, hey, yeah, I'm about the place. Cool. Brilliant. I'm peeping
Yeah,
through
don't
your
be
windows.
creepy.
Yeah, don't be
don't need-
creepy.
So if you want to follow us, you can find us on Instagram, Scundered
Scundered
Podcast.
Sorry.
We're a big green logo.
I was wondering
So-
where you were going with that there. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. It is only going to get better. This was meant to be a test run. I think we can all agree
Yeah,
this is
our
probably the first one. Like,
I was a bit nervous.
are we agreed this
Done
is the
well.
first one?
Yeah, I think this is fucking
Yeah,
sick.
bang it up. Well, thank you very much. And we'll catch you soon.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.